young people growing up with the morals and values of faith-based education.
Hello, I'm Dwayne Thompson with Integrity Mortgage Group, and I support Garin Catholic High School because I'm good friends and business partners with assistant coach Tommy Mascari, and any chance I have to support a Christ-centered education for today's youth, I take advantage of that opportunity and support in any way I can with my time, effort, volunteering, funds, and commercials like these.
Together we soar.
Garin Catholic Sports on IndianaSRN,
Where you're always in the game.
We are live inside of Bobby Brown Gymnasium here in Central Christian High School here on the south side of Indianapolis. You are watching IHSAA basketball here on IndianaSRN. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. By Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IU Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. By Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 logistical solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Welcome into the Hoosier Basketball Magazine pregame show. Tonight is a matchup to get into the last week of the regular season. You have Central Christian taking on the Traders Point Christian Knights. Needless to say, it'll be a big matchup for both of these teams going into the postseason, and we will certainly have a lot to talk about going in here as we get through the rest of the broadcast. But first, we'll take a quick timeout. When we come back, I will bring in my broadcast partner, Steve McClure, and we will continue pregame show. You're watching IndianaSRN. Welcome back. You're watching IndianaSRN for tonight's coverage of Central Christian versus Traders Point Christian. Steve McClure, obviously 2 teams tonight looking for a good win here. We know who everybody's playing in the sectionals. Now it's a matter of time just setting a good tone here going into the postseason.
Kurt, you can almost hear it. Time just keeps ticking away, and that's what we're at right now as we get ready to conclude the 2021 and 22 regular season schedule, as you've just pointed out, with the sectional draw that was made on Sunday. So we'll be heading into sectional play a week from today, actually.
Indeed we will, and of course, going into sectionals, it will obviously be Central Christian going to be taking on Indianapolis Lutheran. Meanwhile, on the other side, you're going to be having Indiana Dev taking on the Traders Point Christian Knights. So needless to say, both of these teams needing something here, but first you have to get at least a little bit of consistency as well. Seeing as how Central Christian, they have lost 2 straight, both to Franklin County, and Park Tudor. 2 games left in the regular season, so needless to say, they're looking to get a bounce-back win here tonight.
But they have been a very consistent team this year under the helm of Bobby Brown, and they've won 6 out of their last 8. And you mentioned the losses, of course, to Franklin County along with Park Tudor. Those are 2 upgrades in terms of class, 3A and 2A. But, Central Christian's been very consistent all year long, and they will make some noise when sectional comes around.
Of course, they are 14-8 coming into tonight's contest. Traders Point Christian, on the other hand, they are an even 500. They are looking to try and at least get some sort of momentum going into the postseason. This is their final game of the regular season before they take on Indiana Def. Under first-year head coach Sean Busick, who has had a long career in Indiana high school basketball, 417 wins to 241 losses in his 29th year. So needless to say, he's going to try and look at set a good tone into the postseason with his first year with Traders Point. We'll go ahead and take a quick timeout. When we come back, we will have the starters and Steve McClure's keys to the game. You're watching IHSAA basketball on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more.
Starting lineups being introduced here at Bobby Brown Court on the south side of Indianapolis. Here in Central Christian High School, Central Christian Academy to be more precise. You're watching IHSAA basketball here on IndianaSRN. Once again, alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, obviously, both of these teams, they've only faced each other 6 times ever. So this will be the 7th time that they've ever faced each other. So still trying to feel each other out as far as program history is concerned. But needless to say, a little bit of bragging rights on the line here as well, since this series is tied at 3 games apiece.
Yeah, and head coach Bobby Brown with 300 396 wins in his back pocket, only 4 away from that magical 400 number. So there's a great possibility, Kurt, that they certainly can reach that, especially with these last few games being played at home. The Central Christian Chargers at 14-8 on the season, and being led, of course, by Elijah Mattingly, who's an all-around player that I look to play at either Division II or Division I. So just a tremendous-looking athlete, averaging better than 21 points a game. We saw him just recently put in 39 points against Anderson Prep. 31 of those, Kurt, were in the first half.
And, of course, Elijah Mattingly averaging 21 points per contest, leading the team in scoring. Also, Christian Woods, another senior, standing at 6'4", going to be a big factor in averaging 19 points per contest. They are, of course, 2 of the big starters. Then you also probably see Caleb Chambers making some noise as well. On the other side, though, Traders Point Christian, you pretty much see the offense flow mostly through Tobias Grant, but also don't rule out Cooper Simmons Little and Amari Justice as well.
Amari Justice, along with Jaden Corey, who's their big man in the middle, has been getting additional playing time. It looks like Jackson Wilhite is also in the starting lineup tonight. That's a little bit of a surprise. But, Drew Brisick is the son of the head coach, and Tobias Grant already made mention. 11-11 versus 14-8.
And so we're set to go here at Bobby Brown Court. Of course, the court here at Central Christian, the Bobby Brown namesake for the first time this season. They made that dedication earlier this year. We're underway. And right out of the gate, Central Christian going to be running their high-octane offense, averaging around 54 points per contest. And just a spin around the rim, no good.
Tobias Grant coming down with that rebound off that short miss there by Mattingly.
Back the other way here for Traders Point for the first time tonight. Elijah Mattingly wearing number 4 tonight.
Looks like Traders Point's going to take some time with their offense in terms of setting up, not going to rush anything here.
Grant up top. Looking over to Wilhite now. He gives it to Busick. Again, the coach's son. And some good outside defense here by Central Christian. They're going to force up a 3-ball from Traders Point, and that doesn't go.
They had nice discipline, though, being displayed there by Traders Point on that first possession of the game. The Chargers like to push the ball in terms of their offense from one end to the other. It's a steal.
And here comes Tobias Grant back the other way. He lays it in, and it is the first points of the ball game going to Traders Point this evening.
Good move on the outside there by Grant, putting a left hand in and taking it coast to coast.
So Kyle Chambers with it on the wing. Looking inside. Nice move inside by Christian Woods, but can't quite finish at the rim, and it's going to go right on this side. In fact, there's going to be, so it'll be white basketball here. It almost sounded like they were going to be calling a foul, but instead it'll just be taken out of here by Central Christian.
Off the fingertips of Jaden Corey, so the Chargers will keep the ball. Another steal.
And a steal. Back the other way comes Busick in the corner. Amari Justice, but a quick inside and a steal by the quick hands of Elijah Mattingly. Pass up court, and they're going to get a jump ball. What a heads-up play there by Drew Busick.
Yeah, both hands in there, and was able to tie it up just enough. And on the turnover, Traders Point gets the ball back. 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
So low scoring in the early going as both teams try to figure out their offensive rhythm. Along the wing. Wow. Amari Justice can't finish at the rim either.
Had a roll there nicely, but couldn't make it happen.
So a couple unfriendly rolls here in the early going for both sides. Caden Jesse with a big 3. Actually, no, that was Chambers.
Chambers, yeah. Caleb got 2 Chambers in the game.
So first lead of the night here for Central Christian. Tobias Grant splits the defenders and gets the and one. What a nifty play there by the senior.
No hesitation on his part in terms of driving the basket and risking a possible charge, but no go.
And so you get Tobias Grant at the line for the first time tonight. He is shooting at 67% on the season.
Thank you.
So the foul going to be against Kyle Chambers. That'll be his first.
Free throw is good.
Meanwhile, the free throw's good by Tobias Grant. So it's 5 points, all of them to Traders Point and all of them to Tobias Grant here in the early going.
A little bit of a slow start here for Central Christian, not unlike them. See what they can do here on this possession.
Chambers inside to Mattingly. He's double teamed. You're probably going to be seeing a lot of that inside by this Traders Point team. Meanwhile, you get it back outside to Jesse. Loose ball eventually corralled by Woods, and he can't get it to go. Tries to finish again and gets the and one.
Christian Woods very good inside the paint. He on the vertical there on the rebound and back up and in.
And so you get an and one opportunity here for a Christian Woods, shooting 68% on the season. Meanwhile, Amari Justice going to be picking up his first foul and the first on Traders Point this evening. So far this season, Central Christian has played 10 tournament games this year.
That's going to come in very handy next week when the sectional starts.
And they've gone 5-5 in that regard. Underneath, can't finish Kens Cooper. Simmons little, but nice put back there. Looked like that was Jaden Corey.
Yes, it was.
Good heads-up play there by the senior big man.
Right place, right time.
You get all that tournament play here for Central Christian. 5-5 in that regard. Meanwhile, this season it's been about replacing a lot of scoring from a year ago. They got a lot of it back from last year as there's a big three ball that can't quite go there. But on the putback, nice job there by Chambers.
Caleb Chambers on the rebound, back up and in. Interesting to see here, Kurt, that they have Elijah Mattingly playing kind of a high post versus his typical outside the perimeter.
Meanwhile, Mattingly going for the steal right there, but that's kind of what you expect from a player of his caliber. Even though he doesn't have the size to be a true big man, you can't expect him to play all five positions.
He and Woods can play both at that position, but they have him on top and Woods down on the bottom.
Meanwhile, Tobias Grant, he only plays one position. That's point guard here for Traders Point. Going to be playing football at Anderson next year, will he? Meanwhile, he pulls up and can't convert from the elbow.
Looks like Jackson Mattingly is into the game for the first time tonight, and Elijah will go to the line twice here.
And so you put Mattingly back in as Jackson Mattingly. So you got Mattingly and Mattingly.
Yep.
And Tobias Grant picking up his first personal foul of the evening. Elijah Mattingly now, that's actually his first bucket of the night, scoring-wise, but he can't get the other one. So if there's any kind of victory here for Traders Point, it's the fact that you're holding their best scorer to just 1 point here through the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, one of their best free throw shooters as well. Ball goes out of bounds, awarded to the Chargers.
And, of course, that has been one thing that has plagued Traders Point all season long, averaging 15 turnovers a game.
Looks like a good crowd on hand tonight for the Central Christian Chargers.
Of course, Central Christian playing at the 2A level after much success in the 1A level.
Here he is.
And there's a nice spin-around jumper there by Woods in the lane, and it gets tipped out of bounds by the Chargers.
It looked like Jackson Mattingly might have a chance on the rebound there, but it went out of bounds, so back over to Traders.
So both teams kind of plagued by turnovers. Long three by Tobias Grant, just a little short. Mattingly, quick across the court. And he nearly gets his pocket picked, and he does by Tobias Grant. Euro step, but a block out of bounds by Mattingly.
And Mattingly and him went tail to tail there, but great move.
Two best players on the court going one-on-one with each other. Yes, it certainly makes for some good basketball. Cooper Simmons Little takes the inbound. He tries to get across along the baseline. They're going to get Looks like that's going to be Chambers. Kyle Chambers going to be picking up his second. That would be his team's second.
Yep. This is a senior-dominated team for Central Christian. And with 2 personal fouls, we'll have to have a substitution here. Coming in is 23. That's Caden Jesse for the first time tonight. Wearing those green shoes.
And so here is Busick back into the lineup after sitting for a few minutes. And Tobias Grant once again running the offense. Tries to find a lane inside. Back around the horn we go to Justice. And now Busick again. And you can tell they want to shoot it from outside. But some good perimeter defense by the Chargers.
Good
Kick
pass.
back out. Busick for 3. And it doesn't quite get the lucky roll. Rebound to Christian Woods. Chambers splits the defenders along the baseline and draws a foul. They might get Justice here with this one.
Caden Jesse driving the basketball, and we'll get a couple with 2:04 remaining.
It's going to be Jaden Corey picking up his first. That'll be the team's third of the half. And now we see Kyle Chambers at the line for the first time tonight. Shooting 61% on the season is he. He has a season high of 14 points from back at Shortridge. Actually, correction, that's Caden Jesse at the line, excuse me. And Jesse converts. So 2 quick free throws for him. He gets in the scorer's column for the first time tonight as we hit the 2-minute mark. Kind of a slow-paced first quarter here in this one.
But this is what Coach Sean Busick is asking for of his Traders Point team, not to get in any sort of hurry as it pertains to the offense. So working the ball outside the perimeter.
Tobias Grant directing some traffic. Corey can't quite keep the handle, and the steal falls into the hands of Caleb Chambers.
Nice move on behalf of Caleb Chambers, and we go to the 1.5-minute mark.
Chambers, 5 points. He leads all score. He's tied with all scorers, along with Tobias Grant having 5 points here in this first half.
No timeouts being taken here in the first
Spin
quarter.
around jumper here by Mattingly, and it falls. Needless to say, a big bucket there to get Elijah Mattingly going from the field.
Biggest lead of the game at 5.
And we are at the 1-minute mark here in this first quarter. Nice feed inside, but literally blocked and just grabbed out of the air by Mattingly. He goes the length of the floor, triple teamed underneath, and he gets his pocket picked by Cooper Simmons-Little. Back the other way, Euro step inside by the quarterback of the football team for Traders Point.
Nice move by Cooper's Simmons-Little, and the lead cut to 3.
Cooper Simmons-Little has the highest field goal percentage on this Traders Point team for players that have taken over 150 shots this season. Meanwhile, a big shot by Mattingly, and that extends the lead for Central Christian. And meanwhile, we have a whistle. Looks like a slight delay of game either way. Mattingly with a big three-pointer. He has 6.
First triple of the game for Mattingly.
And an offensive foul by Traders Point. Maybe a little bit of frustration starting to build here for the Knights.
So I think if that goes against Justice, it is. That's his second personal foul, Kurt.
And that'll be Traders Point's 4th of the half. So just under 20 seconds to go in this first quarter.
See if Central Christian elects to go for the final shot. You would think so. Get it into the hands of Mr. Mattingly. And there he is right there.
So Mattingly has it, gets it over to Jesse. He's double teamed up top. Chambers, nice triangle offense inside, but couldn't quite get into the hands of Christian Woods. And so now Traders Point has about 2 seconds worth of real estate to work with here. And so Busick will just throw it up, and it hits the rafters, and it is no good to bring us to the end of quarter number 1. It's a Central Christian lead going to quarter number 2. You're watching IHSAA basketball on IndianaSRN.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
There you see Traders Point trying to calm down after giving up a 6-point deficit going into quarter number 2. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, your thoughts on the first quarter?
Yeah, Central Christian doing just enough to grab this 6-point lead, and we saw Elijah Mattingly get a little hot right there in the last period, last minute of play in the first period. But Traders Point doing a nice job in terms of keeping close, and we'll see what happens here in the second.
Central Christian Chargers. Of course, not a lightning bolt as their logo, rather a ram. You get a combination of both. Going to quarter number 2, Elijah Mattingly leading all scorers with 6 points. Tobias Grant had 5 in that first half for first quarter for Traders Point, but he went cold over the last 4 minutes. Meanwhile, heating up is Christian Woods, who has his 4th point of the night.
Yeah, you give him any sort of space, he's going to go vertical and dump it right down for the easy bucket.
And the lead keeps on extending here for Central Christian. It is now at 8 points. Cooper Simmons-Little trying to feed it inside to Corey, and we have a foul away from the ball. Looks like they were going up for it, and it'll be an offensive foul here on Traders Point. And it's going to be against Jaden Corey. That'll be his second.
So
take
watch
a look
the inside pass there. It goes up for Woods, and he dunks it with little or no issues.
It's the type of play you expect from him. Woods averaging 19 a contest. He had a career high, or season high and a career high, 31 points in a big win against Providence Cristo Rey. Back the other way. No dice for Central Christian. The other way comes Cooper Simmons-Little.
Almost on the turnover there. Not much room between that line and the bench, is there?
Kind of reminds me of the distance between the line and the bench at Assembly Hall down in Bloomington. There is certainly not a lot of wiggle room. Tobias Grant. And now we see Jackson Wilhite into the game for the first time tonight for Traders Point. Busick loads up a 3. He can shoot it from deep. And actually it looks like that's T.J. Robinson into the ball game. Only a sophomore. He comes in off of the inbound and scoops it in.
He said, look what I got in my hands, Coach.
T.J. Robinson has not played a lot of minutes this season, but you certainly cannot leave Elijah Mattingly open like that.
8 points already for Elijah, and an 8-point lead.
Nearly a turnover, but Busick comes up with it. Cooper Simmons-Little, you can't give him that kind of opening, but just a little off the mark there.
Even the handling of the ball by Woods is excellent.
Floater doesn't go, though, for him. Tobias Grant directing traffic, faking out his defender. A little too strong on the three ball.
7 seniors on this Central Christian team, a lot of experience, and they've been able to get through the entire season pretty much with the same lineup. So that's consistency that a coach wants.
Central Christian playing in the Greater Indianapolis Conference, going inside there and nicely done. There by looks like Caleb Chambers, excuse me. I keep getting the Chambers brothers mixed up here. Meanwhile, back the other way, Wilhite off of the feed from Busick.
First basket of the game for Mr. Wilhite, and a timeout on the floor.
And it's a full timeout, and we will take one with them. Back in a minute here on Indiana SRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
So coming out of the timeout here, Central Christian has still an 8-point advantage, but timeout taken there by Coach Bobby Brown. Didn't exactly like what the setup was on that previous possession there by the Chargers.
I think you're right, Kurt, and the talk has been given, and so we'll come back to play here with 5:35 remaining here in the first half. Thanks again for joining us tonight on Indiana SRN.
So coming up the court now will be Chambers. A little pitch and catch between Mattingly, and Jackson Mattingly. And it's tipped up there by Tobias Grant. No over and back call. And Chambers, he has an open look, and he takes advantage of it.
He's having a nice game. 6-8-10 already.
5 and 5 quarters.
And the biggest lead of the game now for Central Christian Academy.
Meanwhile, the pressure's really been ramped up here by the Chargers. Busick tries to take advantage of an opening. Robinson kicks it back out to Busick. He fakes out his defender. And resetting the offense here is Traders Point. The Knights certainly showing they can move the ball and increase pressure. Grant gets inside, puts it off the glass, can't finish.
And no contact there, so we'll go the other way.
Chambers, he's the hot hand right now. 4.5 to go here in the second. Back the other way. This time, it is going to be Caden Jesse who knocks down a big three.
So the triple becoming the hot hand for the Central Christian Academy Chargers right now.
So a big run here by Central Christian extends it to their largest lead of the night still. And there's a block right there in contention by Woods. And he feeds it up to Mattingly.
Good stop and go there by Mattingly as he hands it back to Jesse.
Chambers dumps it back up and around the horn over to Jesse again. And he's a little too strong that time. A little bit of a heat check after the first one. Grant gets into the lane, tries a lot of these acrobatic shots, but most of them aren't falling for him.
Jackson Mattingly getting good playing time here in the first half for Central Christian.
Chambers in the lane, a little short on the floater, but we have a whistle and a foul. It's going to be against Central Christian.
Maybe against Chambers.
And indeed it is.
Caleb Changer picks up his first.
Only the team's third of the half, so Central Christian has not done too entirely bad when it comes to the foul situation.
Looks like Jeremiah Henderson, number 15, is reporting into the game for Central Christian Academy.
So first time we'll be seeing Henderson this evening.
Yeah, he's wearing number 5. He's got 2 jerseys, I know.
Meanwhile, one jersey for Elijah Mattingly.
Number 4.
And a big slam for him. But you certainly are right, Steve McClure, as we get going to a timeout. And it is a full timeout. We take one with them. Back in a minute on Indiana SRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
The IHSAA Foundation supports one of this broadcast tonight. Subscribe to The Advocate at IHSAAFoundation.org. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Let's take a look at this big acrobatic dunk from Elijah Mattingly.
Watch him go as he picks it off right there at midcourt and takes him about 2.5 steps, Kurt, before he's there.
He has a long stride along with some speed that he can really make you make you pay for.
Elijah averaging better than 22 points per game.
Busick wide open for 3 in the corner, just rattles in and out. He's now 0 for 4 in that regard.
That's Henderson on the rebound. They get it up quickly.
Busick, the best three-point shooter on this Traders Point squad. He averages just shy of 45%.
Wow.
From behind the arc.
A little careless in terms of ball handling there, and typical of Central Christian, but Traders Point will get it right back here with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Cutting inside to Cooper Simmons Little. Looked like he was slashed along the arm, or maybe a blocking foul as he moved inside before he took that shot.
Looked like Henderson moved into his space.
And they're going to get Elijah Mattingly, actually, for his first foul of the night.
Take that one down, put that one up.
So it was on the floor, so no foul shots here. Meanwhile, that's foul number 5 on Central Christian. Cutting it inside, Cooper Simmons Little, spin around lay-in, and they finally break a scoring drought that had expanded 2 minutes. Now Busick off of the inbound, can't quite get the steal on the points there. Nicely done there by Busick to read the inbound, but just couldn't come up with any points.
So Little got that last basket. Very good.
Cut inside to Mattingly. Dribbles once. Nice dish underneath to Woods, and he hits it.
He not only hit it, he slammed it.
It just seems to me like those two have really good chemistry,
They
the
do.
two seniors.
Yeah, they do. Both of them averaging better than 20 points per contest.
Central Christian trying to snap a 2-game losing streak after they had won 5 in a row. That included a 3-overtime affair against Covenant Christian on the road back on January 29th. Busick leaves it in the corner for Robinson. He is way off the mark on that 3.
Wow.
Woods screams up the sideline, cuts
All
into
the
the
way
lane.
down.
Another dunk for him.
That's 3 tonight already for Christian Woods and his 8th point of the game. The lead now goes to 18.
Nicely done by Christian Woods. Again, one of 7 seniors on this Central Christian roster. They will certainly be reloading going into the next year.
I'd like to see you go that high, Kurt Darling.
Oh, you couldn't pay. You not only could you not pay me, I would not even be able to be worth that paycheck.
We'll give you a trampoline to get up there.
Now that would be fun. Cooper Simmons Little outside, jump shot knocked down by Will Height from the free throw line.
Got an open space there and knocked it down.
He has 4 points. So Traders Point is certainly spreading the ball around scoring-wise. The problem is not many of the shots are falling, but maybe this one will for Tobias Grant, and it does.
7th point of the game for Tobias.
His first points, though, since early in the first quarter.
You're right.
He has been dry ever since then. We are inside 15 seconds now. Floater nicely done by Caden Jesse. He is having a night.
That was an artistic move down the lane there.
Outside, Robinson has to load it up. Just off the mark. Rebound to Busick. He can't get a shot up in time, but still a good close to the half by both teams. Meanwhile, it is still Central Christian on top by a pretty fair margin. 35-19, your halftime score. We'll go ahead and send it to halftime. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. You're watching IndianaSRN.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes, in this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
Piper Group Warehouse has a strong commitment to their clients as their logistics provider. If you would like to discover how you can improve your service levels while lowering your overall cost, Piper Logistics Group can help. Call Greg Piper today at 317-396-3916. Piper Logistics Group.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake. Yeah.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got a counter right here. Isn't this where you place the orders?
We sell trophies, we sell plaques, we do embroidery. No food.
You got carry out?
Unlike the internet, everything that you need we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
You know, Jim, I'll be back tomorrow to pick it all up.
We'll wait for you.
Don't wait long.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
There's no greater anti-poverty measure than to give a person a job. That helps them start to change that trajectory.
Morales Group is a full-service staffing company that provides temporary labor in the Indianapolis, Central Indiana market.
It was a challenge that was given by my father. He wanted me to give back much more than I had been. Then I realized that when he said more, he wanted me to see how I could give more. And it wasn't just in money, but in time and in services. And that's how the Morales Group was created.
I started off at Morales Group as an intern. I interned for 3 years before going on full-time staff here. What I love most about Morales Group is that big family aspect. I come from a big family in Mexico, and since the company is continuously growing, I feel like there's always a new member of the family that I get to know.
We're willing to give. We're willing to serve others, and we're not expecting something in return.
Come talk to us. We would love to work with you.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAfoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of video, pictures, and audio without the expressed written permission of the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Tonight's broadcast also brought to you by Serenity Care Services, who is your Indiana's licensed service agency. We are the friendly, experienced team of caregivers that you have been seeking. Call Angela today at 317-900-6202. Serenity Care Services, serving Indianapolis and the 5 surrounding area counties. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, 35-19, your halftime score here. Obviously a good start here for Central Christian. Traders Point, they've shown signs of life here and there, but they just kind of keep getting in their own way here through that first 2 quarters.
And you just got to figure out right now what Sean Busick wants to do, down by 16 points here at the half. He showed a great deal of patience in that first quarter, down by only 6 points, but their offense really did not get going, and now they're having to chase Central Christian, who wants to push the pace even more here in the second half.
Meanwhile, all the scoring has been led by 2 players at the moment. That's Caleb Chambers and Elijah Mattingly. They each have 10 points. So needless to say, Elijah Mattingly right on pace to meet his season average, which is just over 21.5 points. And you certainly see a lot of the offense running through him. But needless to say, if you're Traders Point, you really got to start putting some pressure on at least one of either Mattingly or Woods going into the second half.
Yeah, and I mentioned the pace of the game as far as the first half was concerned. Both teams really did not have to expend a great deal of energy, but Central Christian certainly with a push in the last 2 to 3 minutes and getting some nice play, not only from Mattingly, but Caleb Chambers and Christian Woods on the inside.
And taking a look at it, these teams obviously going into the postseason here. Sectional play about to get underway here just next week, a week from tonight, as you alluded to earlier tonight. Central Christian, they're going to be taking on Lutheran to start things off at the Lutheran sectional, which includes teams such as Tindley, who has always had a very historically good program, Greenwood Christian, who you are also very familiar with, Steve McClure, Providence, Cristo Rey, and Victory Prep. Needless to say, Central Christian, and they're going to have a little bit of competition to try and win out in this sectional.
Yeah, and I think this could be one of the most advertising Class 1A sectionals, especially coming up here next week. Greenwood Christian Academy has now won 7 in a row to finish off the regular season. So Jackson Williams, in his first year head coach for Greenwood Christian Academy. But I look for Central Christian as well to come out of that Lutheran game, but keep your eye on Tindley as well. They get the bye.
Meanwhile, on the other side, Traders Point, they also have a tough sectional here as well. Bethesda Christian drawing the bye, so needless to say, in Traders Point, they're going to have to play that extra game, but they're going to be going against Indiana Deaf, who is 8-11 this season. You also have teams like Indianapolis Metro, Riverside International, and Indiana Math and Science as well.
And I think Bethesda Christian, certainly playing at home, will be the favorite in this particular sectional, and them getting a bye. So they're standing at 14-5 on the year, but again, that'll be coming up next Tuesday, Friday, and then Saturday night.
It's interesting just to me here, Steve, is the fact that I've done, in doing my prep for tonight's game, Bobby Brown, he's been here for 24 years, and yet only one sectional championship in that entire time span. Can you believe that?
That is hard to believe. You know, they used to be called Baptist Academy in their early days when they were formed, I believe, in 1971. But, yeah, Bobby Brown certainly is an icon as far as basketball is concerned, and teaching on the south side at Central Christian Academy. 396 victories in his back pocket. That's a lot of time Kurt in the gymnasium.
And yet still only just being able to muster only one sectional championship. That just goes to show you how tough it is, regardless of class. You know, you're playing everybody within your class in the 1A, 2A, 3A, or 4A levels. But Central Christian, you know, they've had some really excellent teams. The problem is, so has their sectional over the last few years.
Exactly, and you have to line up with the best to get pie the best. But I think this proves to be maybe their best chance at it this year, especially with that young man wearing the number 4 on his uniform, Elijah Mattingly.
So it'll be a good matchup here as we move into sectional play. That tips off March 1st. Here, and you can catch many of those games right here on IndianaSRN. We will have plenty of sectional coverage. Just tune in to IndianaSRN.org and visit our website to check all of the listings and times, and also you can check out IHSAA.TV.com to check out all of the listings for the sectional pairings.
Nobody really in foul trouble here, Kurt, as we get things going here in the third quarter.
And Elijah Mattingly almost steals the inbound there, but now it's taken here by Traders Point. And Cooper Simmons-Little, nice no-look pass underneath to Jaden Corey to get things going in the second half for the Knights.
Good movement on the inside there by Corey, and up and off the glass and in.
And so Central Christian trying to keep this large deficit that they have built. Oh, and we have a maybe one little extra player who is maybe batting a little bit out of her league at the moment right now.
He went to see Coach Brown. He was in the game right now.
And so
they're all getting a good smile.
Big sister corralling little sister right there as we get a little bit of an eager beaver there to get on the court.
Saw that loose ball, went after it.
No kidding. We continue play now here.
That was a no-charge piece of entertainment there.
You never know what you expect at a high school basketball game. Trying to feed it in some traffic, and it's stolen by Tobias Grant off the tip from Cooper Simmons-Little. And some long pitch and catch there between the players. And Amari Justice will give it off to Tobias Grant again, who will take his time.
Drew Busick being held scoreless here in the first half of play.
Simmons-Little has tried to make up for some of that. Instead, he's going to be fouled going to the rim. And it appears this will be going against Kyle Chambers.
And if so, that'll be his third.
And indeed, that is the call. First foul of the night by either team here in the second half. Meanwhile, we put Cooper Simmons-Little at the line for the first time this evening. Again, plays quarterback as well as a little bit of wide receiver for the Traders Point football team in his fall days.
So it looks like Jackson Mattingly will report back into the game for the Chargers, with Kyle Chambers picking up his third foul.
Simmons-Little hits both free throws. He has 4 points on the night. So a slow 4-0 run to start the second half here for Traders Point. And the Knights comfortable in a loose zone defense here to force Central Christian to try and shoot it from outside. They haven't had many problems doing that, though. Jesse can't convert. Mattingly tries to get the putback on the offensive rebound. Instead, it just yields an extra possession here for the Chargers. Chambers around the horn. And all the way back to Jesse yet again. Mattingly leaves it for his younger brother, and it's a little too strong.
Can't corral it.
And so Traders Point can't come down with a defensive rebound. Instead, they have to rely on a turnover from Central Christian to get the ball back.
Got 3 chances at it there, but could not make it go down.
Still no points at all here for Central Christian to start the second half. Grant leaves it for Simmons Little. And kind of an ill-advised pass right there. It's stolen by Jesse. And Chambers nearly drags his pivot foot.
Mattingly being very patient with the offense tonight, not pushing or forcing anything.
And Jesse can't convert yet another three-pointer. He has one so far tonight, but he has missed his last 3.
Whoa.
Busick is finally true from behind the arc. First points of the night for the coach's son.
Yep. And the lead back to 9 after they had been up by 16 there at the half.
7-0 run by Traders Point. The Chargers still have to get a bucket here in this third quarter. Scooping pass and another steal, this time by Amari Justice. He goes one-on-one with Chambers.
Oh.
A little too strong along the baseline. It gets tipped out of play, and Justice is bailed out by the turnover.
Mattingly had a hand on it, so the ball will remain with Traders.
And here you go. You see, once again, Kyle Chambers come back into the ball game. He has 3 fouls.
They need him in there for defensive purposes, but he's going to have to be careful.
Busick hit a three-pointer the last time down court. Cutting inside.
Boy.
A nice play, but just a little too quick there for the hands of Jaden Corey.
Yeah, Jaden couldn't pick it up down low on the floor there. More substitutions coming in. Looks like 32. Jackson Wilhite back into the game here for Traders Point. And coming off will be Jaden Corey.
Jackson Wilhite, another senior here for Traders Point. One of 5 on this, or rather one of 6 on this roster.
Mm-hmm.
Wide open is Chambers. He doesn't take the 3. Instead, he bounces it off the head of Busick. It gets into the hands of Simmons Little. No-look pass outside. Wide open for Tobias Grant, and he can't take advantage of the open window. Almost corrals his own rebound. It is tipped out of play, and it will be Traders Point basketball.
It's almost like he had too much time to look at the basket there, but finally let it go.
Certainly an interesting turn of events right there, all the way back to the ball bouncing off of Busick's head. Speaking of, he has it up top. Justice cuts in. Scoop and score for Amari Justice.
Got around Christian Woods.
That is Justice's first points of the night.
It is.
He averages just over 8 a game. A season high of 16 points against Shortridge earlier this year.
And again, Central Christian in the first 4.5 minutes of play yet to score here in this third quarter. Wow.
Inside to Mattingly, he's held scoreless, as has the entire Central Christian roster this quarter. Can Jesse break the stalemate? Instead, they're going to get a charge on Jesse. So the defensive prowess here of Traders Point has really been a little bit of a frustrating thing here for Central Christian.
Jesse tried to go in sideways to draw that personal foul, but the offensive charge goes over and gives Traders Point still another opportunity to cut into this lead.
Traders Point has cut it to a 7-point ball game. Spin inside by Cooper Simmons-Little, and he gets the roll. How about this run here by Traders Point? They were down 35-19 at the half. They have cut it to 5, and a timeout called by Central Christian.
Got to feel like this will be a full timeout, but we'll wait.
And indeed is a full timeout. Back in a minute on IndianaSRN.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
It has been an 11-0 run for Traders Point out of the half. And now you see Coach Bobby Brown of Central Christian trying to coach his boys into getting at least a bucket here in the third quarter. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, certainly frustrating times right now here for Central Christian.
Yeah, Traders Point is doing some nice things defensively. They're forcing the Chargers into some very uncomfortable positions that they haven't been in throughout the entire game, and then taking advantage at their end on the offense. So we are tight at 5 points.
Mattingly dumps underneath to Woods, and this time they get a foul from behind on Tobias Grant, it appears. And so that was some nifty ball movement inside to either get a bucket or at least draw a foul.
Yeah, Mattingly was trying to get involved with Christian Woods. 2 shots coming for Christian, his first trip to the line tonight. 8 points thus far.
And so Tobias Grant picks up his first foul. That's the first foul of the half here on Traders Point. And just like that, Christian Woods finally breaks the scoring drought for Central Christian from the free throw line.
Took him 5 minutes and 18 seconds to do it.
And he hits both. He now has 10 points, 3 10-point scorers tonight here for Central Christian to join Elijah Mattingly and Caleb Chambers. Full court press now from the Chargers. Tobias Grant is able to navigate it easily with some good ball movement to his other teammates. And now across court to Justice along the baseline, blocked out of bounds by Caleb Chambers.
Big Caleb got his hand in there and says swat it away.
Turnovers have not been a huge problem this season for Central Christian, but they're only averaging 8 turnovers a night. But tonight they have certainly turned it over a lot more than they would probably be liking.
Tobias running the offense up on top.
Justice has a little bit of help. Again, Justice will take it underneath the basket. Some good interior defense here by the Chargers. Inside 2 minutes to play.
Central Christian continues to play that man defense.
And it pays off for him as Jesse tries to leave it off for Mattingly. Instead, it gets back into his hands. He takes a shot, and it doesn't fall.
Good save there by Jackson Wilhite.
Darting pass and a block from behind by Caleb Chambers. What a heads-up play by him. He dumps it off to Mattingly, fakes, shoots the three, and is just off the mark, but an offensive rebound by Woods. He spins into the lane and is able to finish. First field goal of the third quarter for the Chargers.
And that is tough work underneath there by Christian Woods, who uses all of his person to get that thing in.
He now has 12 points. Back to a 9-point advantage for the Chargers. Justice is able to cut it back to 6 with a 3.
Wow, great spot up and a good look at it.
And the official had to jump up and fix the net there before they continued play. But a very clutch three-pointer there by Amari Justice.
Just a little over a minute left here in the third quarter and a 6-point deficit. Trim from that 16 at the half.
Traders Point did not hit a three-pointer at all in the first half.
No, sir.
They now have 2 in this second half. And
wow.
there's, speaking of threes, Caleb Chambers hits his third three-pointer of the night.
Yes, sir.
13 points for him.
Nobody on top of him. He said, I'll take it.
Busick off the full court press from Central Christian.
Wow.
Tobias Grant again can't finish. Just seems to me he's trying to be a little too acrobatic on these shots.
I tried to spin that thing off the glass and was way off.
It's back to a 9-point advantage. Inside a half a minute to play here in the third. And Central Christian just looking to try and put this third quarter in the to bed after a dismal start. 5 minutes and 18 seconds without a point out of the first half. Mattingly outside to Jesse. He's short. 2 seconds. It goes out of play. They're going to stop the clock with just 0.2 remaining in the third. So Central Christian only scoring 7 points.
Yep, 14-7 here in the third.
And the inbound brings us to the end of quarter number 3. Well, Traders Point cuts into the lead, but Central Christian still has the advantage going to the fourth and final quarter on the other end of this timeout on IndianaSRN. Central Christian has the lead in spite of the fact only 4 players on their roster have scored points tonight, and Traders Point trails with 7 players having scored on their roster this evening. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. A heck of a third quarter turned in there by the Knights.
Yeah, Traders Point really making a statement as far as they're getting back into this game. They could have just trailed away, but came roaring back to cut the thing down to 6, and now we go to the fourth quarter, and Central Christian still has a bit of a task on their hand.
Traders Point looking for their second win in a row after coming off of a commanding win over Clinton Central back on February 18th. This will certainly help things as a steal off the inbound results in a lay-in by Tobias Grant.
Yeah, Tobias got behind his defender there and was able to take it all the way down and in.
Mattingly feeds it all the way around to Chambers. Inside to Woods, quadruple teamed, can't finish. And it goes back the other way as it's probably going to be a foul coming up here on Woods, and indeed that is the call.
I think that'll be his first personal of the game.
And
all right.
That is correct. So as we get it back to a 7-point deficit here for Traders Point, Traders Point has exchanged wins and losses dating all the way back to a win over Crystal House Manual on February 5th. Busick runs into a wall of Central Christian players, has to dump it back outside.
One thing I think Traders Point has done exceedingly well in the second half is just good ball movement with good precision and speed.
Busick scoops it up to Justice. Central Christian has really ramped up the defensive effort here over the last 4 minutes.
Yep, they've had to do it.
Tobias Grant.
You see the patience being shown by Traders Point, only down by 7. And with the utilization of the three-point play, well, you know what can happen.
There's Justice, though. He can't finish, but a heads-up rebound by Wilhite to keep the offensive possession alive. And a block on the shot by Mattingly as Justice put it up. Somehow Traders Point comes away with it. TJ Robinson.
They're going to get one more chance at it.
And he Gets it tipped out of play by Mattingly, but how about T.J. Robinson? The 6-foot sophomore has played sparingly all season long. He's really turned in some good minutes tonight, even though he hasn't put the ball in the bucket.
Again, you get your opportunity out there, make a play.
And actually, he has put the ball in the bucket. He has 2 points. Justice from the elbow loses the handle on it. Loose ball, and it is finally corralled by Central Christian. Long pass to Jesse, and he takes advantage of the opening.
5, 7, 9 points on the evening for Caden Jesse off the bench.
And so we've been hovering between 6 and 9 points here over the last 5 minutes. Justice outside to Robinson. He has a 3, and the bank is closed for him. And Woods, Euro step around Justice. Can't get the finish, but will go to the line for 2 shots.
That's one of the toughest places to make, and he does it so well. So he'll shoot 2 now.
Woods is 2 for 2, or rather 2 of 3 tonight. He missed an and one opportunity earlier in the ball game.
Foul goes against T.J. Robinson.
And that'll be his first. And Woods knocks down the first one.
You like to see a big man like Christian Woods shoot free throws like that. He's 3 for 3 at the line tonight.
He's also been good in the rebounding game this evening. He's averaging 7.5 in that regard, nearly a double-double on the season.
I jinxed him.
And Woods misses it, but he gets his rebound, like I just mentioned, and he makes up for it, and then an extra one with it.
So I guess I'm off the hook. 47-35.
Tobias Grant gets it back over to Justice. He's been trying to get going here in this fourth quarter. Grant tips it back outside. Busick, he has been alarmingly quiet this evening. He only has 1 3-pointer all night long. He loses the handle. It's tipped and controlled by Central Christian, and a heads-up timeout called by Chambers.
Great job.
Family Source Insurance, we have you covered for tonight's broadcast. Auto, home, life, or business. Call Pat Cherry and get a quote today. 317-884-8046. Look to Family Source Insurance for all your needs. Email us at www.familysourceinsurance.com. Also, you can become an IHSAA official and get involved in the game by becoming an IHSAA official by contacting Sandra Walter at ihsaa.org/officials today. Stay in shape and make some extra cash as well. Training classes are starting for the spring season now. Contact Sandra Walter at 317-846-6601.
Big weekend coming this weekend, Kurt, around at Cambridge with the IHSAA Girls Basketball State Championships. That'll be a long day, but a very exciting day for basketball fans.
Indeed, you have some good matchups, one of which going to be Franklin versus Noblesville. That's going to be the marquee 4A matchup.
They'll be coming in from Johnson County and all parts to see that game. So here we go.
So out of the timeout, it's a 12-point advantage for Central Christian, their largest lead of the second half, barring the halftime lead.
And surprisingly, Mattingly is still being held to just 10 points, all of those in the first half.
They've really ramped up the pressure on him this second half. Meanwhile, Traders Point has had some time to revamp their defensive strategy, and it pays off for them. They force another turnover.
It's away. Justice on the steal.
And Justice on the shot. Doesn't get there, but Corey on the follow-up.
Wow.
A heads-up play by him.
Jaden Corey with his 6th point of the game and lead back to 10.
Corey only averages 4.5 a game and 4.5 rebounds a game. But sometimes he comes up at just the right spots. Meanwhile, Amari Justice picks up another foul. That's his third. And so you have just over half a quarter left to play. And it is still very much anybody's ball game based off of how this thing has gone in the second half.
Yeah, and the Chargers are really taking their time on the offensive end of the floor to kind of protect this lead. So let's see what they do on this possession. And again, around the perimeter, just keep it going.
Woods Along the right side of the lane, spins and fires it. Can't get it to go. It was a blind shot. And now we have a foul in transition. They're going to get. They're either going to get Chambers or Woods with this. We'll see who they get. It looks like it's going to be Chambers.
Caleb Chambers, yeah.
And that'll be his second. So Traders Point ball inside of 4 minutes. Split inside by Cooper Simmons-Little. He dumps it off to Corey. Can't get the roll this time, but he also draws a foul.
Central Christian will close up the shop on their regular season this coming Friday in a game you'll see here on IndianaSRN with the Seton Catholic Cardinals coming into town to play.
That game on February 25th. Again, only just a handful of games for every team still left to play.
Yep.
Traders Point, this is their final regular season game before they get a week off before facing Indiana Def to open sectional play. Corey goes 1 of 2 at the line, but somehow gets his own rebound. He pulls up from the elbow, and there's a fadeaway jumper there. Can't get that one to fall, but another offensive rebound by T.J. Robinson.
2 and 3 different chances now that Traders Point is getting at their end of the floor.
Robinson can't connect from the corner, and it's tipped out of play by Tobias Grant.
So they've had plenty of chances. You would think, Kurt, that they've had more opportunities, field goal attempts. So here we go.
Full timeout taken by Traders Point. Back in a minute on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
15 points tonight for Christian Woods. You see him there, number 11 in the middle of the bench, as Coach Bobby Brown of Central Christian starts to put this thing to bed here for the Chargers if they can hold on to the lead with 3 minutes and 12 seconds left to go. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, now, like I said, if you're Central Christian, you just got to finish.
Yeah, you really got to finish here and feel good about yourself because knowing that you're on your home floor in front of the home crowd, so it's time to pretty much says this is our time.
So Mattingly takes the inbound against the full court press from Traders Point. Woods will dump it back outside. And if you're Central Christian here, you can certainly afford to milk the clock a little bit.
Yeah.
Jesse, long pass to Chambers.
And go right inside to Christian.
And there's Christian Woods. He adds to his point total 17 on the night.
17 big ones. All of those pretty much on the inside, including 3 dunks tonight.
Justice tries to answer with a 3 ball, and he does from the top of the key.
Surprised they didn't take a timeout.
Justice with a quiet 8 points tonight, all of which have come in the second half.
Uh-oh.
In the corner, Jesse. And just very long passes right now here for Central Christian. Traders Point really lengthening out those passing lanes as we hit the 2-minute mark. Time ticking away here for the Knights.
Playing a tight zone there, but thus far Central Christian's been able to beat it.
And there's a foul that will stop the clock as Chambers hits the deck off of the good wallop there from Drew Busick.
So still not in the 1-and-1 yet with 1:54 remaining.
In fact, Traders Point has another 2 fouls to give before they reach that benchmark.
See Coach Sean Busick standing there with his hand on the scorer's bench.
Sean Busick with stints at Zionsville, Covington, Crown Point, North Knox, Argus. He has been all over the map.
Pretty much kept the travel bag available, hasn't
he? Just a little bit. Got as far as the semi-state round with Belmont in 2004 before losing in the state finals to Evansville Mater Dei that year.
Yep.
There's a nice feed inside to Christian Woods, who keeps padding up the score here to ensure that Central Christian comes out on the right side of this one. 90 seconds to go.
He's been the man this night.
Busick able to hit a late three-pointer. But at this point here, Steve McClure, you kind of wonder, is it too little too late?
Yeah, you would think so, with 1:16 remaining in our fourth quarter, and things looking on the good side for Central Christian and looking for their 15th win of the season against 8 losses.
Be sure to check out Basketball Weekly for an in-depth look at Indiana high school basketball with Troy D. and Coach every Monday on IndianaSRN.org and the sports page. Guests, upcoming schedules, and much more. Basketball Weekly, check it all out on IndianaSRN.org. So it's still doable here for Traders Point. It is a 7-point deficit now for the Knights, with 76 seconds left on the clock. I went to college to broadcast basketball games, not to actually do math, so pardon my my remedial math skills right there.
All righty, 76 seconds. How's that? That's good.
Glad I got my confirmation.
All right.
Elijah Mattingly will get it across the timeline. And now if you're at Traders Point, you either foul or get a steal. And Justice got called. And no, it's a foul against
Mattingly.
Central Christian. It's going to be Mattingly picking up his second. And now another timeout. And we may have did we get a technical foul?
It is. Looks like it is.
And it might be against Amari Justice.
So that's not only one personal foul, but 2, since it is a tech. And
no, they're going to get Elijah Mattingly for a technical. That's rare you see an outburst from him like that.
He lost control of the basketball and tried to get it back. So free
that's
throws coming here.
So that's 2 fouls in total against Elijah Mattingly. Right. Meanwhile, Busick is going to miss the first foul shot of the technical foul shot.
Must have said something.
And so Mattingly now has 4 personal fouls in total. Meanwhile, Busick hits hits one of 2 free throws.
So they will get it back now. Down by only 6, so still in this game. Traders Point.
That foul also puts Traders Point in the 1-and-1 bonus. We'll take a quick break here for the last 63 seconds, coming back on the other end on Indiana SRN. So after a technical foul break here, the Traders Point Knights are back to within 6 with just 63 seconds left on your game clock. With Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, now if you're Coach Sean Busick, you're telling your kids not to quit here in these last 63 seconds.
Yeah, but you can't let too much time elapse here in this final minute of play without sending Central Christian to the free throw line. But on this initial possession as Central Christian gets it back.
So Traders Point will have the ball because they did not resume play after the Traders Point, after the technical foul.
Exactly.
So it will be Traders Point ball at midcourt.
So that was the 7th team foul against Central Christian on that turn there. So
1-and-1 bonus from here on out for Traders Point, as Busic's three-pointer is way short. It looked like maybe Jesse got a finger on it as it went up, and it goes out of play. And if you're Traders Point, again, every possession is precious here, and that's not going to do it for you.
Yeah, Busic was towing the line there on the perimeter. He looked down, and then he let it go, so that's why he came up short.
Woods needed to watch his feet right there. Nearly got forced out of bounds. He gets it across the timeline.
3-on-1.
Gets it away, though, without getting a foul called. Nice ball movement here by Central Christian to keep winding the clock. Nearly turned over. And now there's a foul going to be called on Traders Point.
And you can see that Mattingly is on the bench for Central Christian Academy to finish out this game.
So Drew Busic picks up his second foul.
So free throws coming on the 1-on-1 with Kyle Chambers, who's been, not
quite.
1-on-1 yet.
There's only 5 team fouls here on Traders Point, so they take it out.
All right.
So Chambers to inbound it, and he has to call a timeout. Can't quite get it in there. And so, once again, the Chargers are going to have to talk it out. Be sure to follow us on IndianaSRN at IndianaSRN on Twitter and on YouTube as well, and on Facebook. We'll take a quick timeout. Back in a minute on IndianaSRN.
Needing to hire someone to take care of your loved one when you're away? Maybe your family member just needs someone to talk to when you're not around. Why not contact Indiana licensed Serenity Care Services? Call Angela, owner of Serenity Care Services, at 317-900-6202. Our team of trained and experienced personal care providers are licensed to serve seniors requiring companion care and light housekeeping services in Indianapolis and its 5 surrounding counties. Call us today at 317-900-6202. Now hiring qualified applicants.
32 seconds left for Central Christian to put this one to bed and try and break a 2-game losing streak. And that certainly helps things right there with Caden Jesse off the inbound.
Yeah, Jesse's had a really nice roll off the bench tonight, Kurt, with 11 points.
Double-figure scoring, something you rarely see out of him. Traders Point just trying to save a little bit of face here. A 3-ball doesn't fall for Amari Justice, tipped out of bounds, and it is off of Tobias Grant. And so Tobias Grant only has 9 points. He has only hit 1 bucket the entire second half.
I think Cooper Simmons-Liltz had a nice game as well this evening. He came off the bench in the second quarter, and, they've had a nice team effort to stay in this game.
Cooper Simmons-Little has 4 points, but has certainly worked wonders in the rebounding realm this evening.
He has.
Amari Justice has had all 8 of his points come in the second half here for Traders Point. And just remember that the Knights were down 35-19 at the half. They were able to battle back with a big run to start the third quarter, but
here we go with the fouls.
Central Christian was able to keep things moving as Traders Point extends the game as much as they can with another foul.
That is the 7th team foul against Traders Point. So it looks like it'll be Caden Jesse going to the line for the second time tonight. He's 2 for 2.
His last time he shot free throws was at the very beginning of the game, where he knocked down 2 in the first quarter.
Nope.
And he doesn't earn another one. 7 seconds left, and it is stolen by Chambers. And that should do it, as Central Christian will get their 15th win of the year and move to some good momentum going to their final regular season game in just a couple of days. Final score 53-45. The Connor Insurance postgame show coming up next on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome into the Connor Insurance postgame show here on IndianaSRN. Final score from Bobby Brown Court. Central Christian knocking off Traders Point 53-45. Let's take a look at what we have coming up here in the coming days here on IndianaSRN. We have a plethora of games for you. Of course, that will include sectional play as well. But needless to say, will have coming up on Friday. Seton Catholic going to be taking on Central Christian. That game going to be tipping off at 6:30 p.m. Steve McClure, you will have the call on that along with John Lester. Then also you're going to be getting some college basketball as well. IHSAA tournament opening games between Hanover and Transylvania, as well as Rose-Hulman and Franklin. Anderson going to be taking on Bluffton as well, and then Transylvania will be taking on Rose-Hulman in the girls' side, or either the women's side of the match. You'll also be getting some IHSAA swimming coming up from IUPUI, the boys' state finals. You can catch all of that right here on IndianaSRN.org. We'll tend to take it to our first time out of the Connor Insurance postgame show on IndianaSRN.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
A good night tonight for Central Christian, 53-45. Your final score, they get their 15th win of the season. Coach Bobby Brown's 397th of his career, just 3 shy of that coveted 400 benchmark in his 24 years as a head coach in the IHSAA. Alongside Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling. Steve, I think it's pretty safe to say that our player of the game this night here for Central Christian is Christian Woods.
Christian Woods did an outstanding job this evening, did not come off the floor one time in the entire game. So Christian Woods not only offensively, Kurt, but defensively as well, and he's a force to be had.
And of course, obviously, if you're Bobby Brown, excellent kind of bounce-back win after dropping 2 straight. Now you get Seton Catholic coming up here on Friday before you get ready for sectional play.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to be exceptionally happy with the kind of play that they had in the second half after having that big lead. But, again, they did just enough to do what they needed to do tonight and improve their overall record to 15-8 on the season.
Traders Point falls to 11-12 on the year. Their 4th time this season they've been under 500 as they go back and forth. They will be taking on Indiana Def in sectional play. That will be their next game. Their regular season is done. Steve McClure, it's been a pleasure working with you tonight,
It has
my friend.
always been my pleasure to walk alongside you, so let's have a great evening.
Definitely. Final score once again here from Central Christian, 53-45. The Chargers knock off the Knights. For all of us here at IndianaSRN, for David Clark on the camera, for Greg Smith, our on-site engineer, for Steve McClure, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long till next time. You have been watching IHSAA basketball on IndianaSRN.